So, in last period we discussed the electronic displacement, in which the effect which is to be observed due to the electronic displacement. So look at here, in last period we say that here the basically three types of the defect which is to be observed. One of them is called the inductive effect, another one is the resonance effect, and the third one is the electromagnetic effect. Also we discuss this effect in detail. Now we have to discuss today the next point regarding the basic principle and technique in organic chemistry. That one is the bond fission. So look at here, we have to discuss the bond fission. So what is a bond fission? So if you consider the bond fission is nothing but the breaking of the bond, or we say that the breaking of the covalent bond of the compound is known as a bond fission. So we know that is here the covalent bond is to be formed by the sharing of the electrons, and that shear pair of the electron is to be present between the atom of the element, and therefore what happens when the reaction is to be take place, the firstly the bond is to be breaked and then the new bond is to be formed. So if you consider here the to study the mechanism of the various reaction, you must know that is how the bond is to be break. So look at here, the bond is to be breaked by two ways. If you consider, if you want to here the study the mechanism of the reaction, so the two way the bond is to be breaked. So one of the way is the homolytic bond fission, another one is a heterolytic bond fission. So here by two way the homolytic bond fission is to be take place, homolytic bond fission and heterolytic bond fission. So the homolytic bond fission is to be take place by symmetrical way. So the symmetrical breaking of the covalent bond to give the free radical, that is called as a homolytic bond fission. Symmetrical, it means we know that the bond is to be formed by the sharing of the electron. It means that the bond contain the shared pair electrons. Symmetrical, it means that when the bond is to be broken, at that time the atom carries its own electron when it breaks the bond. So in this way, look at here, if you consider this A and B, this is the atom which is to be present between these molecules, AB molecules. So what happens? The bond is to be broken symmetrically. These B carries its own electron and A carries its own electron. So because of that, here A free radical is to be formed and B free radical is to be formed. So here the homolytic bond fission and now the heterolytic bond fission. So if we consider the heterolytic bond fission, here the more electronegative elements. So we know that is there the bond is not always to be formed between the atom of the same element, but it is also formed between the atom of the different element. At that time, some of the here the atom having the more electronegativity, and because of that higher difference in electronegativity, here that is one of the species carry the both the electrons. So what happen here? One of the species carries the both the electron in the presence of the reagent, and it gives the those species which carry the both the electrons carries the negative charge, and the species which here the not carry the electrons, that is called as here the positive charge species. We know that positive charge species is called as a cation, and the negative charge species is called as a anion. So in a heterolytic bond fission, positive, or we say that positive charge species and the negative charge species to be formed. Here the unsymmetrical breaking is to be take place. So unsymmetrical, it means that the whatever may be the electron which is to be present between them, that is not to be shared equally when the bond is to be broken. So both the electron is to be taken by one of the species, that is a B species. So here, because of that, we say that it is a unsymmetrical breaking of the covalent bond. But here if you consider the homolytic bond fission, symmetrical breaking of the covalent bond is to be take place here. What happened here? These here A and B both carry its own electron when the bond is to be broken. Now such type of the bond fission is to be take place in presence of the, look at here, peroxide, UV light, or very high temperature, or we say that electricity or the free radical are responsible for homolytic bond fission. So this is a responsible for homolytic bond fission. So look at here the peroxide, here UV light, here the high temperature, electricity, and free radical, if it is present, just like the peroxide is the free radical, benzene peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, that are the here the free radical formed, and we know that in various reaction here the peroxide gives the free radical mechanism. We discussed already that. So what happened here? The homolytic bond fission is to be take place in presence of peroxide, UV light, here the temperature, electricity, and the free radical. Now look at here the heterolytic bond fission is to be take place in presence of the polar solvent. So look at here, the polar solvent is to be responsible for heterolytic bond fission. In heterolytic bond fission, one of the species carries both the electron. So look at here, if the R is the alkyl group, and which contain the carbon, we know that here the, and G is the more electronegative species. If the G is the more electronegative species, at that time, if G carries the both the electron, and R which is to be formed, that is cation, we call as a carbocation. So here the carbocation, positive charge carbon species having the 6 electron in its outermost shell, is called as here the carbocation. So here the carbocation is to be formed when and when the other species having the more electronegativity, and therefore that more electronegative species carries both the electron. So in this way the unsymmetrical breaking is to be take place. Sometime what happened here, look at here, suppose G is the very less electronegative species, and also the R carries another here the electron withdrawing group. So when the R is to be attached with the electron withdrawing group and G is the less electronegative, at that time what happened? The R carries the both the electrons. So R carries the both the electron because R is the more electronegative than that of the G, and also R is attached to the electron withdrawing group, and therefore it have the more efficiency to carry that electrons, and in this way the unsymmetrical bond is to be broken where the R carries the both the electron, and here it is a negative charge carbon species is to be formed. So here negative charge carbon species is called as a carbanion. So here the carbanion is to be formed. So look at here, that carbanion is to be stabilized by the more, or we say that electron withdrawing group. If they are present, then and then we already discussed that is the stability of the carbocation and the stability of the carbanion ion. So in inductive effect. So here in last period we discussed that point also. So in this way, that is where the bond fission is to be take place. Now, so the next point what discuss, that is here the reaction intermediate. So we discussed that here the species which is to be formed in homolytic bond fission. We say that here the free radical is to be formed. In heterolytic bond fission, what happen? Here the carbocation is to be formed. Also the carbanion is to be formed. So that are the intermediate species which is to be present, which is to be observed in a mechanism of the reaction. So the we have to discuss that species. Look at here and its property of that species. So look at here, these are the species. Here the property, if you consider the carbocation, carbanion and free radical. So representation of that, if you consider the carbocation, we know that carbocation is the positive charge carbon species having the 6 electron in its outermost shell. So look at here, this is the structure, we can represent that one. So here these are the 3 bond, it means that 6 electron is there and the positive charge is there. So in this way we say that the carbocation is a positive charge carbon species having the 6 electron. So look at here the another species. So another species is the carbanion, which having the 8 electron in its outermost shell, and here which carries the negative charge. So negative charge carbon species having the 8 electron in its outermost shell. And so look at here, this is a electron rich species, this is a electron deficient species, because the deficiency of the electron is to be observed here. Now here the also if you consider the carbon free radical which is to be formed in a homolytic bond fission in presence of the peroxide, in presence of the UV light or very high temperature or electricity. So here by homolytic bond fission the free radical is to be formed. So this is a representation of that one, where that is the 7 electron is there, which is also the electron deficient species. So look at here the how it is to be formed. We discussed that here the if you consider the bond fission, here this species carbocation is to be formed by the heterolytic bond fission. Also carbanion is to be formed by heterolytic bond fission. Also if you consider the carbo free radical is to be formed by the here the homolysis, symmetrical breaking of the covalent bond. So this is a one how it is to be formed. Now look at here the electrical nature. So if you consider the electrical nature, here we know that this is a positive charge, here this is a positive charge. If you consider this electrical nature, here it is a negative charge which is to be already present here, but here is the neutral one. So here the here the free radical, carbon free radical is the neutral one. Now we already discussed that how many electron is to be present, 6 electron is there because of that 3 bond, and here the 8 electron because of the 3 bond and the negative charge contain the 2 electrons. So both here if you consider to count that one, it become a 8 electrons. So here in this way this is the number of the electron present in a valence shell of that here the intermediate species, and this is a 7 electron which is to be observed. Now look at here, it is a very important point regarding that one, here the hybridization. So look at here the hybridization. So we know that here if the 3 bond is there, so the sp2 hybridization is there. So here what happened, here the 3 bond and the pair of the electron is there, so therefore it is the sp3 hybridization. And now look at here the free radical is also having the sp2 hybridization. So in this way these are the property of the species, intermediate species which is to be obtained, which is to be formed in a homolytic bond fission and a heterolytic bond fission. So now look at here the shape. We know that the shape here the sp2 hybridization is there, the planar structure is there, trigonal planar geometry is there. If you consider the here the sp3 hybridization, here generally the tetrahedral, or we say that the pyramidal structure is there. And if you consider this one sp2, always there is a planar structure. We already discussed in a nature of chemical bonding here the hybridization and its structure also. Now look at here the some of the extra example here, the single carbene, triple carbene, single nitrine and triple nitrine is there. Here the representation, look at here the carbene, here the 2 electron is there. So here the number of electron in valence sheet if you consider that here the 2 bond and the 2 electron, it become a 6 one. This is a neutral one. So look at here what happened here also, that is the 2 bond and the 2 electron which is to be present, triple carbene. And if you consider this as the here the nitrine also, we know that the 1 bond is there and one here the lone pair here which is to be present here, and this is a non-bonded lone pair. So in this way the 6 electron. Here the triple nitrine also contain the 6 electron, but it is a here the electron pair is not here, the single electron is there. So here the stability of that one, if we consider that one, the hybridization, if the 6 electron generally what happen, it is sp2 hybridization. Here the there is a 2 bond is there only, the 2 bond is there and 2 non-bonded electron is to be present, and therefore the sp hybridization is there. And here the sp2, so look at here, this is the sp2 hybridization is there, which contain that is a 2 electrons in lone pair, that is also involved in that electron also involved in that, and the bond is also. So here what happened here, that is the sp hybridization, only the 2 the non-bonded electron is there, one of the, and the one bond is to be formed and unpaired is to be present in p, y and p, z orbitals. That is the some of the extra idea regarding that is some of the species. Now look at here, we have to discuss the next point regarding these basic principle and technique in organic chemistry. We are discussing, look at here, in last periods, again I say that we discussed the electron displacement, we discussed the inductive effect, we discussed the resonance effect, we discussed the electromagnetic revision is very very important. So here today period we discussed the homolytic bond fission, heterolytic bond fission, and whatever may be the species which is to be observed, which is to be formed, and property of that species. Now we are to discuss the reaction intermediate. Here the reaction intermediate we discussed, that is a reaction. Here the reagent what discussed, that is here the, look at here, basically 2 types of the reagent which is to be observed there. So one of the species is called the electrophile, another one is called as a nucleophile. So here what is the electrophile and what is the nucleophile? If you consider that the basically 2 types of the reagent which is to be observed, electrophile, electro it means that electron, and phile it means that attraction of the electrons. Which species having the attraction of the electrons? Those species which having the deficiency of the electron, that only the species having the attraction of the electron. So we say that electron deficient species which attack, because of that here the deficiency, it try to get the electron, therefore it attack on electron recenter, that is called the here the electrophile. So electron deficient species which attack on electron recenter is called as a electrophile. So look at here the nucleophile. Nucleus, we know that nucleus, that is here the positive charge species, and phile it means that attraction. So here the nucleus positive charge attraction. So look at here the electron re species having only the attraction towards the positive charge. So it having the already the excess electron is there. So here this is a, because of that excess electron, it is become a electron rich one. If the electron re species is there, at that time he tried to give the electron someone or forced to accept that electron. Those species which not having the electron, which having the deficiency. So here we say that nucleophile is the electron re species which attack on the electron deficient center, that is called as a nucleophile. So look at here. So we say that electrophile, if we consider that here the positive charge, generally what happen, that is because of the deficiency, we know that already we discussed that is a carbocation is a positive charge species, so which having the deficiency. So this charge species, positive charge species, also if you consider the electrophile, there are two types of the electrophile is to be observed. One of the is called as a charge or positive charge, and another one is the neutral electrophile. So if we consider here the charge electrophile, or we say that the positive charge electrophile which having the incompletely filled octet. So here this is called as a here the charge electrophile. Now this is the example of that one. So look at here H plus, X plus, R plus. So these are the positive charge species which having the deficiency of the electron, and therefore this acts as a here the electrophile. So look at here. So if you consider all the cations are charged electrophile, except generally cations of the charged electrophile acts as the electrophile, except the cation of the first A and second A group element, A3 plus and NH4 plus also here not having the electrophile, even though it carries the charge. Now here the another electrophile is the neutral electrophile. Look at here the neutral electrophile. Basically, if you consider the neutral species which not having the any charge, but even though in its outermost shell the electron is to be present, that become less than 8. So look at here the BeCl2. We know that beryllium contain how many electron in its valence shell? 2 electron is there, and it share the 2. So totally, if you consider beryllium, it having the 4 electron in its outermost shell. So which having the deficiency is there. So here it is a electrophile because of the deficiency of the electron. So look at here the boron. Boron, we know that in boron here the only the 3 valence electron is here, and if the 3 valence electron is there and it form the 3 bond with the other here the element, so it having the total 6 electron. It means it having also the deficiency of that electrons. So in this way here zinc also, if you consider that AlX3 also, if you consider AlCl3 is the boron family, so we know that aluminum contain also the 3 electrons in a valence shell, and carries here the it form the 3 bonds, so total 6 electron is here. So in this way, that is here the these are the neutral species which having the deficiency of the electron and carries no charge. So these are the neutral species which is electron deficient one, and here acts as a electrophile. Now look at here the some of the extra neutral covalent compound in which the central atom has a complete or expanded octet, and the central atom has a unfilled d subshell is a neutral electrophile. Unfilled d subshell is here, and because of that unfilled d subshell, here it also having the tendency to accept the electron, and therefore it is also acts as a here the electrophile because it contains the unfilled. We know that if we consider the third period here it contain the d orbital, and which is the incompletely filled, or we say that it is not having the or we say that it is an empty one, and therefore it have tendency to accept the electron on that d orbital, and therefore by here the expanding that, what happen, it acts as a electrophile by accepting that electron. So accept the electron. So look at here the another species. If you consider neutral covalent compound in which the central atom is bonded only with 2 or more than 2 electronegative atoms, is also the neutral electrophile. So here this is the example of that, we already discussed that one. So here in this way these are the neutral electrophile. So look at here the carbon. If you consider that carbon, here the oxygen is to be bonded with them, and therefore it acts as an electrophile. So because the more electronegative elements is to be bonded with the central metal atoms, and therefore it acts as a electrophile. So Now the what discussed, that is here the nucleophile. So the nucleophile, if you consider that, here the nucleophile again, just like the electrophile, nucleophile also having the two types. One of them is a charged nucleophile and another one is the neutral nucleophile. If you consider here the charged nucleophile, so charged nucleophile, it means that it having the negative charge. Negative charge species only having the attraction towards the nucleus, that is the nucleus is a positive charge one, and therefore generally the charge species, that is a negative charge species, acts as a here the nucleophile. So well-known example of that one is the H minus, OH minus, RO minus, CH3 minus, which having the more here the electron or the electron rich species. Therefore, it acts as a here the nucleophile. So just look at here the negative charge species. Now here the nucleophile, which is neutral one. So again here neutral, if you consider the nucleophile, so look at here the, if you consider neutral, that generally what happen, the species which having the non-bonded electron on it, non-bonded electron, or we say that the lone pair of the electron which is to be present, that species is here acts as a neutral nucleophile. So look at here the nitrogen. If you consider the nitrogen, if you consider the oxygen, generally nitrogen contain the extra non-bonded electron pair, oxygen contain the two non-bonded electron pair, and because of that the nitrogen here the containing compound like the ammonia, like NH3, RNH2, then here the RNH. So here the primary, secondary. Okay, so these are the species which having the extra non-bonded electron, and it is become neutral one, and because of that extra non-bonded electron which present, which is to be observed here, that by donating the that electrons by forming the coordinate bond, it gives the here that is the here the electrons to the deficient species. Now the oxygen, if you consider the oxygen, we know that oxygen having the two lone pair of that electrons, and if the two lone pair electrons from that one, it have tendency to give the one lone pair of the electron to form the coordinate bond, or we say that is a form the third bond also. So in this way, that is oxygen containing some of the species like water, like alcohol, like ether. So these are the here the neutral one, but it acts as a nucleophile. It have the tendency to give the lone pair of the electrons. So look at here, sulfur is the oxygen family member. It also contains the lone pair of the electrons, and therefore this is a non-bonded electron pair, and that can be also utilized for bonding to form the coordinate bond. So look at here, the very important point regarding that. Here, if you consider nucleophile, nucleophile donate the lone pair of the electron. So we know that according to the Lewis base is a species which having the tendency to donate the lone pair of the electron, and therefore we say that nucleophile are the Lewis bases. So nucleophile are the Lewis bases because it donate the lone pair of the electrons. And if we consider the electrophile, we know that the electrophile, if we consider that, which accept the lone pair of the electron, and we know that according to the Lewis concept, the species which accept the lone pair of the electron, that species is called as a Lewis acid, and therefore the electrophile is a Lewis acid. So in this way, today we discuss the reagent electrophile and the nucleophile. Look at here the some extra point regarding that, the organic compound which having the electrophile as well as the nucleophile. So look at here the sum of the species which acts as a electrophile as well as the nucleophile. So which are those species? So organic compound in which the carbon bonded to the electronegative atom like the oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur by multiple bond behave as a electrophile as well as the nucleophile. So look at here, this is a, as if we consider aldehyde is there, ketone is there, carboxylic acid is there, acetyl chloride is there. So here ester, amide, cyanide, isocyanide, these are the species which not only acts as here the electrophile, but it also acts as a nucleophile. Sometime what happen? Look at here. That is the question may be asked in NEET exam. That is here the whether it is a electrophile, whether it is a nucleophile, or the both or ambidient. We say that ambidient is generally the word is to be used for both one. So here the such species is not only electrophile but also it is a nucleophile. So in this way, today we completed the bond fission. Bond fission, the breaking of the covalent bond is called the bond fission, which having the two types. By two ways the bond is to be broken. One of the way is the homolytic bond fission, another way is the heterolytic bond fission, or we say that type is homolytic, another one is heterolytic. Homolytic is the symmetrical breaking of the covalent bond to give the free radical is called the homolytic bond fission. And if you consider the here the another one unsymmetrical breaking of the covalent bond to give the cation and anion, that is called as the here the heterolytic bond fission. We know that homolytic bond fission is to be take place in presence of the UV light, again at high temperature, then sunlight, electricity. And if we consider the heterolytic bond fission, generally it is to be here the in presence of the polar solvent, because that here the cation and anion whatever the formed during that it must be stabilized. So it here the this reagent gives the heterolytic bond fission. Now generally if we consider that is a homolytic bond fission, generally not always we say that the homolytic bond fission is to be take place between the atom of the same element. And if you consider the here the heterolytic bond fission, the heterolytic bond fission is to be take place between the atom of the different element. So look at here, the homolytic bond fission is to be take place between the atom of the same element, generally not always. Sometime what happen if you consider Br here, the Br plus and Br minus is to be also the formed even though it having the same atom of the element. But in generally we say that, and in here the heterolytic the atom of different element is there, more is the electron difference is there. So in this way we discuss that is a homolytic bond fission, heterolytic bond fission. And later on we discuss that is here the reagent, that is the electrophile, nucleophile. Also we say that is a how many type of the electrophile which is to be observed. That is the electrophile is nothing but the electron deficient species which attack on the electron rich center. If we consider nucleophile, nucleophile is the here the electron rich species which attack on the electron deficient center. That also we deeply discuss here. So here, so look at here also we discuss that is here the some of the species which not only acts as a electrophile, which also acts as a nucleophile. So here we stop. Thanks.